Okay, it's time for today's CSS battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay, let's try and decide if I can do this with the nested template. I think what I'm going to do first is do it as a set of elements. Background to that. That's probably 35 and 245. So 210. Order solid 20 pixels. This color. Uh, 20 pixels, 0, 0. Close. How about 0, 20, 0? Close. That'd be the ones that we want. At least for this bit. About 27. Looks good for that. 20 for the top. Hang on. That one's 27. 20. How about 30 for the top? 35. Okay. So that gets us that bit. We'll also do a background. Let's put a semicolon on that. So 55, 325. 270. Conic-gradients at 70 pixels. Forty pixels. Yellow. 25% and transparent. Puts that up in that corner. Then let's actually make that PM. to and give that this bit. This bit. These we want exactly the opposite way around. Mm, 25 maybe. Yeah. And margin right. 27 plus 40 maybe, so 67. And a height of 180, about 170. That looks good. Okay, now where's this one gone? It's probably lined up with the other one. Let's just do margin right 107. About 127. 117. 117. Change its height to 130. And make its margin top 55, 65, 75, 85, 120. Perfect. So that is one way of doing it. It's not very clean though. Now, how else can we do this? Let's start with the nested template. This background. I don't think we'll set that up. Well, we will temporarily. Give it margin. Of 35. Box shadow. Percent. 10 pixels minus 10 pixels. This color. What's that give us? Ooh. So this one we actually want We want that to be 20 and 20. So set the color to that yellow. Let's also do an inset from the right of minus 70 pixels. 0. 110. Reasonably good, except we want it to be a bit shorter, so maybe. How about ooh, oh, hang on. 80, 90, 100, and 10. And we want to get rid of this. Inset. Now that line should be 26, so minus 90 pixels, 90 pixels, and this purple. Might need to be on top of that. Okay. So we bring the yellow through, then we bring the purple through. Now we've got to bring the yellow through. So we do inset minus 50 pixels, 50 pixels. How close is that? Should be 60 by the looks of that. Then we want an inset of minus 40 pixels, 40 pixels. And purple. That only leaves us with that one little box. I'm very tempted to do that with the conic gradient on the background because I think that's going to be the easiest. Let's give it a go. 40 pixels, 40 pixels. Transparent, 75%, and then the yellow. Except that gets covered. Oh, let's try telling it it's background. Yeah, that gets covered by the box shadow. It's a bit of a shame. So how about if we do inset 35, 290. That's exactly the wrong way around. How about we just do don't want all of that. Okay, okay. Now we actually only need to cut out a little bit. Go up from the bottom. We don't really want to do that. Zero and shrink it by 40 pixels. I mean, we do that. Ah, it starts going up. We might need to do, let's do that first. Then do, okay, yeah. So, get rid of this inset for now. Now, how are we going to? I'm very tempted to just throw an element in. It's 40, height 40, background yellow. Okay, yeah. Where's that getting that conic gradient from? Oh, $55. Unify unit replace. So I think the better way of doing this is using the nested template. We're still going to have one element, but we're going to do things slightly different. So this background we're going to make purple. This background we're going to make the conic gradient at 270 pixels, 40 pixels, transparent 75. Yellow 25%, then transparent. I'm going to set the margins on this to be 35. We're going to give it a border. Solid and yellow. Border width of 20 pixels, 0, 0. Nope. How about 0, 0, 20 pixels, 20 pixels? Much better. Actually change this to body. Use P. We do height. Call that 75 to 245, so 170. We'll call its width 55 to 325, so 270. Set its background to the yellow temporarily, and then we'll move it into place. Try 0.40. Except we don't want it to move over, we just want 0. We just need to move it down. So translate Y 50 pixels. And 55, 60. Too far, how about 40? Perfect. Then rather than this background, do the box shadow. color to the yellow. We'll actually do that. We'll leave that there. Right, so minus 90 pixels, 50 pixels, about minus 50, so 70 and 70 then. Insert minus 50 pixels, 50 pixels, purple. Insert minus 30. Insert minus 20 pixels, 20 pixels. These are all backwards. So let's take those. Let's take those in there. Fix this. And this one needs to go here. Okay. This is still not great, but it works. So my best is this one. Which is very similar. What happens if I set this as body instead? Can I then get rid of this box shadow? Make this translate. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.